Hi folks, thanks for spending some time with me again today. Hope you're having a good practice and maybe you just took a little break. I'm going to spend a couple more minutes looking at the Schlossberg book, these long tone exercises. The next group of exercises is just sustaining and changing range by half step. So I need a practice, so I'm going to, I didn't get enough time in this morning before I had to start with my first student, so if you're bored, go do something else. But I'm going to practice, and I'm going to try and explain kind of what was going on in my mind. Okay, now, some of you may remember a movie called The Matrix. And in that movie, you could kind of plug into the back of somebody's neck and then they would be in a different world in the Matrix. So if we had these little ports in our necks where you could plug in, and you plugged into me, you would get my mental and physical experience. I can't give you that. And I think for most players, it would be kind of a shocking experience. I'm glad we don't have that technology, at least not yet. but at any rate, I'll give you a little hint as to what was going on, and then we'll get into some of these details that I think will be helpful to you when you're practicing these exercises. Right from the very outset, I could have stopped. I did stop. You saw me stop and then kind of relax. That's a basic thing. When you have awkwardness, discomfort, dissatisfaction, let it go. You can stop or you continue to move on. I also did that. I continued to move on through and kind of let things self-correct on the fly. What do I mean? Well, I was just aiming at very, very simple things. I could feel that the airflow was not free. I wasn't hum. Part of it is, it says P on the page, and I'm trying to play too soft. So you heard me gradually open up the dynamic and then bring it back down again. Give yourself maneuvering room. Give yourself wiggle room, right? Don't restrict. Don't make the target too small. Don't force requirements on yourself, but aim at specific targets. The only thing I was aiming at is I was looking to the other side of the room and trying to let the air flow easily over there, very smoothly, and allow it to come into focus. How did I do that? I looked at a bottle of valve oil I have on my table on my Zoom station over there. It's about 40 feet away. Oh, yeah, so it's very small. So I was aiming at a small target. See, now these are the kind of mental things that I'm hoping that you can pick up on. And if they work for you, do them. And if they don't work for you, think of other ones. Because this is how your body operates. It operates by ideas, pictures, concepts, and sensations that come in. It gets influenced by it. If you think you're supposed to keep your spine straight, for example, I had a friend, a former student of mine, who was a tremendously gifted athlete as well, marathon runner, did everything physical, and very, very gifted. And he went to a posture specialist, and the guy examined him, and he said, your spine is straight. And my friend said, smiled, he was very happy about that because that was his concept. But of course your spine is not supposed to be straight. It's supposed to be kind of like an S-curve. His mind, his idea of what he should be doing for good posture had influenced his body so much that he actually straightened out the natural curvature of the spine. Now I want you to think about that. We do that all the time. We come up with ideas and we enforce them on our body, and you don't want to do that. So when you're playing these exercises, let it be an enjoyable exploration, like a new experience. Just listen, and whatever the sound is, be curious about it. Put yourself in that state of mind where you're just going with the flow. So I didn't like a lot of what I experienced, but I let it flow in the right direction. What was that toward? Well, I'm going to give you a little technique that I learned from the Chicago Symphony players years ago. And the concept is sing, buzz, play. It's actually something that you do. So, you see how I'm just gently leaning on the air. And the vocal cords are designed to produce sound. Our voice is designed, for speaking and for singing. And so that's more natural than playing the trumpet. So if you start there, you're trying to get that sensation. What am I mainly aiming at? Listen to my voice. I'm going to sing in a couple of different ways. And let yourself do this until you find the most freedom and resonance that you possibly can. And that will take you only in the right direction. So if I go, everything is out of balance. You can hear what? From the sound of my voice. You can hear it from the sound. I'm flowing a lot of air. See, I'm thinking these things are wrong. No, they're not wrong. They just are. So when I go, that just is. How am I doing it? Well, my throat's tight. And I'm not flowing the air freely. If I go, I'm flowing the air freely, but my vocal cords are loose and they don't have a touch to them. And when the vocal cords are not properly touching, they're not in contact at all, well, you might be able to whisper, but you're not going to be singing, right? And that's exactly the way our lips work. Think about it. Don't think about it, just do it. Do it. You can do the same thing with your lips. If I were really tight, I might be doing this. That way I'm going, I'm putting the same amount of energy into the air as when I'm singing with a resonant sound in that register. Same note. Now, that might not be the case for you because your lips might not be vibrating as easily as mine. Or you might be set up differently. You might be set up to create more resistance. It can be any number of things, but it's a good thing to aim for. So sing is something you should always do when you play. Now, there's another reason for it. Going hear the exact pitch. No, now I'm pushing on it. Now I'm letting it go. If you can experiment with this and hear it in your own voice, this will really help you to connect better with the trumpet. I strongly recommend it. Okay, buzzing. Oh, same thing. Only now we're taking a step toward playing the trumpet. See, it's that same air fall and follow through. So that's about 6 liters of air in a couple of seconds. All gone. I'm not restricting it. Now I'll do it with a mouthpiece. That's the same amount of air, only it takes a lot longer because we have a very small hole in the mouthpiece and the lips are closer together. they're touching, lightly, just touching, kissing soft. There are lots of ways of thinking about this. Buzz, what are you looking for? Easy resonance. Most people buzz like this. I'm squeezing my lips together. And I don't want to do that when I'm playing the trumpet. Now, I can get a good sound. All I need to do is blow harder until the opening, until my lips get farther apart. Now I'm forcing the air through. So go back to the voice. Om. So you're getting that buzz, that easy buzz, and then more gentle. If you can soften your kisser up and get those lips to vibrate very, very easily, your trumpet playing is going to be way easier. You're going to have better endurance. And if you have the skill, you're going to have better range. You're definitely going to have better dynamic control, better power. So these are all things that we want, right? Okay, that's why we practice long tones. I'm going to show you something quick here. This is just a half step, right? There are no lip slurs. This is a valve slur. So when I do a valve slur, you can probably see what's going on. As I slur, the sound continues, even though I'm putting the valve down. If the sound breaks, or you get an air ball, you're not playing correctly. You need to be able to produce that sound all the time. And it's only half step. You don't have to blow hard. Don't change the way you're blowing. Don't change the mouthpiece pressure. Don't change your armature setup. Simply follow through with the air. Now, if you can't do that, that means you need to figure it out. So practice it. Practice it. Now, there's a lot of things we can talk about. Bending tones is a huge subject. I'm going to have to get into that later, but I'll just show you. You see, I'm not using any valves, but I'm playing the notes. Well, how's that possible? Well, you don't need valves. You just produce the right vibration with your lips from your body, and the horn will agree with that. Now, I'm playing way off the center of the notes, half step, whole step, step and a half off the center of the note, and I'm still producing vibration. That means I have good flow, good focus, good support, and soft, responsive chops. There you go. That's what you need to work on. Okay, we'll talk more about bending tones later because I think they can be extremely therapeutic. They've helped almost all the students that I've given them to. And they help me a lot. Okay, let's take a step a little bit further. I don't know how much we can do in this one video, but we'll see. Hopefully my camera won't overheat again and I'll lose another video, but we'll see what happens. This is now number 7. The first notes that you play in number 7 are G to C slur. G to a C slur is a lip slur. And all players have varying degrees of trouble with lip slurs. The better you get at it, the easier it is to play the trumpet. So this is important. How do we change the pitch on the trumpet? Well, I just changed the pitch on the mouthpiece. And as I said before, I could do it with mouthpiece pressure. Like that. I could do it with the jaw. You know how open my mouth is. I could do it by blowing the wind harder or less hard. All these are, and I don't want to do any of those things. I want to change it. I hope you could hear some of that. What you hear is the air. I've created friction with my lips, so you can hear the vowel. Now I want to warn you, that may or may not correspond with the actual note you're playing on the trumpet. That doesn't matter. What we're working for here is a skill. You'll have to experiment with that on your own. So don't assume that is a G. That might not be the right position, but again, I hope you can hear that. Otherwise, it's just annoying you. It's kind of annoying me too, but thanks for bearing with it. This is what Schlossberg was talking about when he gives those, ta, e, a, e for the lip slurs at the very beginning of the book. That's what Arbin was talking about. That's what Clark alluded to. Almost all the teachers in the past have talked about the vowels or tongue levels. And this is an area that's extremely controversial. I'll have to go into much more depth specifically about this, but this is where you practice it. You practice it on primarily lip slurs and manageable interval exercises. And then you expand upon that. But first you have to be able to do it here well. So I'm going to go ahead and practice. I need to practice a little bit more, so thanks for bearing with me for a minute. Let's see what I can do. I'm getting a little shaky. Why? I'm trying to control the air. And I need to go comfortable. So I immediately go back to sing, buzz, play. And I'm much closer to the comfort zone. So this takes patience, persistence, incredible concentration. And I'm going to tell you a definition that Mr. Chikowitz gave me for concentration. And I love this, and I've always remembered it. He said, concentration is just being really interested in something. That's it. So if you're bored when you're doing these exercises, you're wasting your time. Do something fun. Go have fun. Nothing wrong with that. You can learn even unconsciously when you're just playing around and having fun. No big deal. You can do it. So go ahead, or not, or stay with me. And you'll see that this can be fun too. And that's what I'm hoping to convince you of. Fun is too light a word. I would say satisfying. Satisfying. You're looking for satisfaction. Enjoyment of the sound, enjoyment of the physical sensation. Truth be told, I just got COVID. I tested positive on Easter morning, had to go home. Couldn't play the gig. And that was very unfortunate. But we've all been suffering from this, and there it is. So now I've had COVID. Great. Why am I talking about this? Well, I'm grateful to be able to breathe. And I'm also happy to say that I did not have bad symptoms at all. It was less than a mild cold. So it totally fooled me. I had no idea I had COVID. It's kind of a little stuffy nose. I thought maybe it's an allergy. Nothing. So to speak of. So I have such great empathy for all those who may have lost someone to COVID, because it's a deadly disease. But I'm also grateful for the vaccines, and I'm grateful for everything we've gone through, because I hope we've learned something from it. Something that I've learned is I'm grateful to be able to breathe. I'm grateful. It's like just the sensation. That's what I'm talking about. I'm grateful to be able to play the trumpet to the degree that I can. And I'm grateful for being able to learn every day. So I hope you can bring some of that spirit to your practice. Enjoyment, gratitude, celebration, rejoicing, and that's going to come through your playing. I guarantee it. So go and have fun. Enjoy your practice. And as Clark said, always practice in a happy state of mind. See what you can do about that. I'll catch you later on down the road. Bye-bye. Have a great day.